The shepherd who became a great scholar in a small village nestled among the mountains lived a boy named Ismail. He worked as a shepherd from a young age to help his sick father and poor mother. Every morning, Ismail would climb the hills with his flock, carrying a piece of dry bread and a bottle of water. He would sit beneath a tree, watching over his sheep, lost in thoughts about life and dreams he could not name. There was no school in his village, but Ismail was deeply in love with knowledge. Whenever he went down to the market, he saw children holding books and wished he could be like them. One day, he met an old man who sold used books in the market. Ismail approached him shyly and said, "Uncle, may I read one of your books for a while?" The old man smiled warmly and replied, "Of course, my son. Take this book and sit in the shade over there." Ismail began to read, struggling to understand the words, but with every page he felt a joy he had never known before. At the end of the day, the old man said to him, "I see a love of knowledge in your eyes, my boy. If you wish, come to me every week, and I'll teach you to read and write." From that day on, Ismail went to the market every week to sit with the old man and learn. As the years passed, he mastered reading and writing, memorized the Quran, and began studying books on law, history, and science. But the road was not easy. People mocked him, saying, "A simple shepherd wants to become a scholar. Go tend your sheep and stop dreaming." Ismail ignored their laughter and always told himself, "A small path you think leads nowhere might take you to greatness beyond your imagination." Years went by and Ismail grew into a wise young man. He began teaching the children of his village what he had learnt. Then he left for the city to continue his studies. Life there was harsh. He slept in mosques and ate from the work of his hands in the market. Yet he never gave up. He kept learning until he became one of the most respected scholars in the land, sought by the great and the humble alike for his wisdom. One day, after many years, Ismail returned to his village. The people gathered around him in amazement and said, "Are you really Ismail the shepherd?" He smiled humbly and said, "Yes, I am the shepherd. But God watches over those who guard their hearts and minds with faith and knowledge." Then he turned to the children and said, "Never let poverty or your work stop you from seeking knowledge. Knowledge raises those who have no wealth, and it immortalizes those who have no lineage." Lessons from the story. Poverty is not a shame, it's a reason to strive harder. Don't let mockery stop you. Those who laugh at you today may applaud you tomorrow. Knowledge is light. It lifts its seeker no matter how low he starts. Humility is the crown of wisdom. Perseverance creates miracles even without wealth or teachers. Determination leads to greatness.